Hello, team! Happy 20th episode. Look, I know I'm the only one celebrating that, but it's good to celebrate achievements, and for me, this is an achievement. Thank you for joining another episode, a bit of a milestone one. Not really in what I'll be featuring, I'm kind of just doing similar enough things, but with a Christmas twist. But nonetheless, it is a milestone. Some highlights of this week: finally went to Douglas Bakery, which is near Temple Station, central London, and it's a great bakery. I wanted to buy everything, however, that would be crazy. So got a mince pie, got a lemon cake, and what was the third thing? Oh, a tahini cookie. And you'll see my review. But yeah, it was a great sort of Christmas market. It wasn't massive, but it had a few sort of food suppliers, also a food writer and food journalist, or news journalist and food writer, that way around, called Felicity Spector, who has links to Ukraine. I think some of her family's from there. I don't know. If you know, comment below and correct me. I don't mind. I really actually wanted to talk to her. She has a book out called Bread and War. She constantly had people at her stand, so I couldn't really get a chance to speak to her, which is a shame. I also got a chance to try Sea Sisters smoked trout. I basically spoke to the guy and I was like, what would you, oh, there's a cat. I asked him, what would you recommend? I'm not like particularly experienced in the tinned fish world. And he recommended the smoked trout. It is so good, guys. It is 10 quid a pop. It's not cheap, but maybe that's what sustainable fish costs these days, and maybe that's a good price to pay. But it was great. There was also one print and t-shirt and textile artist who had loads of food animations and photography. I will link her below because she was really, really good. But again, her stall was inundated, so eventually I gave up. And then I decided to go by a deli shop, which I've seen around in the sort of food content creator world, called Corner Shop, also at Temple in central London. It is so pretty in there. I wanted to buy all of the products. However, even the tinned fish that I had just bought from the market, it had a markup of £2. 12 quid a pop. I mean, that's a lot. That's what you get with delis, I guess. I love going in them and browsing. They have such unique, pretty looking products. I love it. I wish I could just shop there full time. Alas, I'm not a millionaire. Then Sunday was really, really chilled. Made a lovely beef stew and also recipe tested some miso and honey roasted parsnips. The recipe for that is in my YouTube shorts and my Instagram reels. I loved it. Parsnips have fully redeemed themselves for me. Always been skeptical about what purpose they serve. People are really into them here. I just wasn't convinced until now. My world has opened up and I'm definitely going to be serving them that way for Christmas Day. It's gonna be such a plethora of flavors, if I may say so myself. After that, I went to Evan, I think it's Ivan Ramen near Farringdon Way. You'll see my review, but I am so pleased I went. It's worth the hype, people. It's always a bit dubious as to whether something is worth the hype, and if you've been watching my episodes, I went to La Rana, the Greek restaurant in Shoreditch not long ago, and that is like big on socials, but I was so underwhelmed. And it's difficult to sort of see through all the content sometimes and be like, but is it actually good? Ivan Ramen? Yeah. Wow, it's very good. And I gotta say, the service was so good. I felt so looked after. For like a restaurant that is built on, having a simple meal in essence. It's not a big restaurant, so they probably want to keep the turnover of tables quite quick. For that kind of restaurant to also have really great service, I feel like that's rare. But yeah, super, super great. Like, I really enjoyed it. I would highly, highly recommend, and I would go again. Yeah, 100%. This week, I also had a half day on Wednesday to do a long run as part of my training. I've said I don't want to go into like training details on here too much, because when people talk about their marathon training in detail, I find it super boring. So I'm not going to do that to you. It's difficult at this time of year to be doing training because it's really tricky to manage kind of like the upkeep of a social battery as well as the battery for other stuff outside of work. I'm not complaining because it's been great. I guess I feel tender, a bit, tired, but I'm kind of like pushing through that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's one of those days where I'm like, what do I wear? When you start feeling like a child and you're like, I know I'm an adult. I've been an adult for a good, decent amount of time, and yet it doesn't feel that way. I feel like a child today. Can I even take care of myself? I'm not sure. Hopefully I can take care of you as a viewer and give you stuff that you like to see. And again, I'm not complaining. I had a great time at our Christmas do yesterday. We actually did a cooking class at Jamie Oliver's cooking school, which was great. We had such a great instructor. We made something that was like simple enough but flavorsome, easy enough for people to grasp, like depending on your cooking levels. So if you have someone in your life that, wants to get into cooking more, I think this could ignite some interest, curiosity in the kitchen. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It was great. And then, I had a bit of a random drink session after that where we happened to stumble upon drag bingo. And that was amazing. It was so much fun. Anyway, that's been sort of my week so far. We are obviously nearing the Christmas break. I am continuing to recipe test and think about the Christmas menu and also like leftovers and stuff like that. In addition to all of that, I am feeling as though I've been slacking on the charity and volunteering side of things. That's kind of always something I've done in the past. I've, joined community centers to help out with, free school meals and sort of supporting the gap during holiday time. So like packing up goods and vegetables for families that are sort of on the more low income skewing scale. So I've done that before, and I feel like I have been slacking lately as to finding a new opportunity because the place I used to volunteer at has actually shut down, which is really, really sad. For me, it's important to have a balance in life and also like not shut yourself off of what's happening in the wider world. And I don't want this in any way to be performative. For me, it's quite genuine. So anyway, watch this space on that. That's all to say that I am super appreciative of you joining another episode. YouTube is already a platform that's kind of tricky, I think, to gain like a huge following. It's not a TikTok, which is essentially like thousands of views, followers straight away. Like that is scarily quick. YouTube takes a bit longer, which I'm more comfortable with. I want to get more familiar with my style of content. I like YouTube's vibe. The more I've been watching sort of content creators on YouTube, I'm realizing that the sort of trolling is quite bad on the TikTok side of things. Whereas YouTube is supportive, it feels like a bit of a community, I guess. I guess I'm riding the wave. I'm seeing where this goes. Do engage, do comment, and let me know if you want to see something specific, So welcome to the 20th episode, and see you on the other side.
Voilà. C'est sympa avec les grandes vitres un peu.
Want to go, but Sean talked him into doing it. A really strong start for the second period. The other team's making off.
That's all right. definitely something that you like with the foods.
What will it be? A Glastonbury Festival at Orlando Norris or Dutch Delight from Amsterdam?
To help protect ourselves. We can also learn from others, particularly when others go through times.
No, it's okay. You get them shook. It's fine. I actually didn't mind.
I know. For a moment when I was walking from, because it's pretty.
It's just seeing the trees going nice, long, hushing, and it felt, I don't know, it felt lovely, especially through music, especially for my birthday. And we played it not only the whole game, it's definitely fun to play with like another couple, obviously, as a team. That's about it. For a little bit without it feeling like a whole hurt anybody.
Midweek update, everyone. Hello. I'm barely living. I'm barely alive. I just completed a very long run. I'm tired. I haven't eaten lunch. Stopped by Pinch General Store, a great store in Pinch High Street. Got myself these treats. Yay!
Cookery class. They always said,
Wash your hands, grab an apron, get some Prosecco. Boy, too early. into any kind of mix. It helps reduce the amount of gluten. This won't stretch out far too much because again, this is a coarser kind of like flour that we're working with. That is the dough. I'm going to set that aside for a few moments while I make this what? Just drag it back. The dough is horizontal at 45 degrees and I put pressure and I can feel the dough all the way from the wrist to the tip of my baby finger. Just apply some pressure. Okay, that'll do. And then I can just rip that a little bit and then it's a nice little spiral. Quite labour intensive today as well. I'm going to grind this to make sure everything is mixed well. And then finally, we are nearly there.